I kind of disappeared. Welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to share with you an explanation to where I've been. I kind of disappeared over the last couple of weeks and I just stopped posting videos, and I wanted to explain why in case anybody was wondering. So a couple Thursdays ago, I was sitting in bed with my husband around 9 p.m. Our baby was already fast asleep and I was feeling crampiness in my upper abdomen area, right here around my ribs, and I just figured it was gas, and I even told my husband, I was like, I'm feeling kind of crampy, but I think it's gas, so whatever. We continued sitting in bed watching TV, and the pain kind of was increasing a little bit, enough to where I crawled in the fetal position, was swaying back and forth. I even hopped in the shower because I am one that always gets in the shower when I'm having any kind of stomach problem, whether it's menstrual cramps or whatever. The hot water on my stomach always helps relieve that pain. So I did that, and while in the shower I felt a little bit better, but once I got out I felt the pain again, but was still so convinced it was just gas. So at this time it's probably more around 10:30, 11, and we have to work the next day, so my husband and I were going to sleep, and I figured, hey, it's probably gas, I'm sure it will just pass while I'm sleeping. So I just laid down and just hoped that the pain would go away by the time I woke up. So around 2 in the morning, I woke up again just in agony. My stomach was cramping even worse. I pretty much hadn't slept since I tried to start sleeping around 10:30, 11, but I think I got a little bit of sleep. But either way, around 2 in the morning, I woke up and I was just in pain. And so I instantly got out of bed, hunched over, got back in the shower with that hot water, hoping to relieve some of this pain, still in my head convincing myself it's gas, until just a few minutes later I started getting this extremely sharp pain in my back as well, about the same spot except on my back. And so I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to yell because our baby was in the room with us sleeping, and so I get out of the shower completely dripping wet and naked and run to my husband's side of the bed and wake him up. I hit him once on the leg and just was like, I don't think it's gas, I don't know what's going on, and he woke up in like 2 seconds. He's always, if there's like an emergency or if it's something to do with the baby, it's like he knows and he just instantly wakes up. So he gets up out of bed, I run back to the shower because it's the only relief I'm getting at this point, and I'm just in extreme pain, just so uncomfortable, and he goes in there and he sits with me, while I debate it out. I'm sitting there trying to ask myself what it could be, if it is something that I need to go to the hospital for. He had been encouraging me to go to the hospital since I first was feeling the pain more, around the 10 o'clock time, and I don't know. I was just so convinced it might be gas. I would be so embarrassed to go to the emergency room and they tell me that you have gas. So I finally agreed to go to the hospital, and so we packed our stuff up, we packed up our baby, and we left and headed to the hospital. And we got there, and by the time we got there, the pain was just getting excruciating. It was getting almost unbearable, so I'm so glad my husband encouraged us to go. We got in, and they came in and gave me an ultrasound, and I had tons and tons of gallstones, and based on the area of my pain, they diagnosed me with gallstones. They did give me an IV and gave me some pain medication, which helped so much, and then pretty much sent us on our way. They gave us information to contact a surgeon and told us that we need to call them pretty much later that day, because at this point it's Friday morning. So of course both of us don't end up going to work on Friday, and I get some pain medication from the pharmacy, and once it's open I call the surgeon and try to set up an appointment. They couldn't get me in until the following Thursday, so pretty much a week later, which at that point I was fine with, because at the emergency room the doctor had told us that the pain will probably only last a few days. That's average, I guess, with gallstone flare-ups. So I expected a few days later to stop being in pain. Well, a few days passed and I'm still in pain. The next day, still in pain. So I was on painkillers pretty much for an entire week when I finally get to meet with the surgeon, and he explained that gallbladder is normally the size of an egg, and my biggest gallstone out of many was the size of an egg yolk, and that's why I was feeling so much pain. So he considered this more of an urgent thing, that we probably need to have surgery pretty soon, so he was hoping to get me in the next day for surgery, but he wasn't sure if that was possible. So I was waiting for a call that following Friday morning, And they called pretty early, around 7 o'clock, letting me know I was going to have surgery that day at 11. So I was really nervous because I've never had surgery before. I actually had already fasted because they did warn me I may have surgery that day, but I wasn't sure. So I was good to go. We finally got to the hospital. My dad and husband came along, and it didn't really take that long. It was an outpatient surgery, so I was in and out. I felt great right after surgery. I was eating fine. I even walked around Kroger, but once I got home, the pain really set in. Their pain meds wore off, and I was in excruciating pain. And still, it's a week later, and I'm still feeling achy. I'm not 100% there. So I mean, it's going to take a while for me to fully recover. I felt like I hadn't even fully recovered from having a baby. I just felt like I was just almost getting to the point where I felt good. I was going to start, my postpartum weight loss journey, and then this happens. I guess it's extremely common to get gallstones after childbirth. So if you have this kind of pain after having a baby about 2 months later, just go to the hospital, stop thinking it's gas, because it might be gallstones, and you may have to get your gallbladder removed like I did. So now, I'm not just working off, the flabby tummy and the stretch marks and all of that. I have 4 incisions on my stomach, and I feel like I know it's fine, and it was necessary, and people have this surgery all the time, people have babies all the time, but it's a lot emotionally and mentally to take in, and when I stare at my stomach in the mirror now, I just have these incisions and these bruises from the surgery, and the stretch marks and the flabby tummy and the weight gain. It's really hard because you look at yourself a certain way for your entire life, and then it all just changes out of nowhere. So thank you guys for being so patient with me. I just needed a couple weeks off. I've been doing my best, with the new baby to keep posting 2 days a week, and I've done pretty well, but I needed just to not worry about anything for a couple weeks and just heal. And it was really hard for me because I couldn't hold my baby the way I usually do for a few days. I mean, it took me probably about a week before I could just hold him without pillows and trying not to hit my stomach. And so it's just been really hard for me, mentally, emotionally, physically, and I feel like I'm finally starting to get over the hump, and I can start working on myself, and I don't know, just feeling better and not having to go to all these doctor's appointments, and I'm just over it. So anyway, I just wanted to give you guys an update as to, what was going on, where did I go, and also just giving you a warning because you may have these feelings after childbirth a couple months after, and it might be gallstones because I guess that's extremely common. Something about the estrogen and the hormones during pregnancy can cause gallstones, so, just keep a lookout for that. But anyway, that's all I have for this video. I will be posting another video this week with some big news about the business I have started, and then we'll be back to normal videos about motherhood, lifestyle type things, and we'll be good. We got this. I just have to get back on track, and whatever. I'm just done with doctors. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you do like motherhood and lifestyle type videos, because that's what I usually post. And yeah, as always, I will see you in my next video. Bye!